Okay, I was built for this. Hey everyone, my name's Azy. I'm here with my great friend and business partner, Grace. We had the pleasure of working together for the past few years. We've done many collaborations where I've been a lender on her deals. She is an investor in Indiana, has multiple short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, and we wanted to kind of talk about how we build this relationship and what sets us apart on how we do deals together. So Grace, what sets me apart and how was I so lucky to be able to be your preferred lender?
Well, first of all, you're just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Likewise. Likewise.
Partly why we chose to work with you is it's based on relationships. So that's really important for us to, one, like the person, and then know their expertise and experience and how they can help us. So the main piece was being in the same community. So 100%. You were aware of what projects we were working on, you understood the investment side. Mm-hmm. So that already helps a ton when we don't have to explain, what is a medium term?
Sure.
And what is the rent? How are we getting this data? So that was already really helpful in that deciding factor.
Yeah, no, I think it absolutely is all about the relationship, the partnership. It really comes down to liking the person, knowing them, liking them, and wanting to do business with them. I think bringing value to investors is knowing your products. How can you shift and maneuver? How can you make it more valuable for you to want to work with me, and how can I get you to the finish line and make sure that you actually get to the finish line? And of course, being in the same communities, understanding each other's roles as business partners really helps as well. So I'm super grateful to have been able to partner with you, and I look forward to doing a lot more deals together in the future.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, like you were saying, the partnership and knowing what to expect. So like part of what we really look for is how upfront and transparent
absolutely
our lenders
number one thing
is. Hey, if we say this is what your terms are, mm-hmm. and if they're gonna over-promise and under-deliver, then that already breaks the trust. Versus when you tell us things, and we appreciate it when you're very cautious and here's what I'm saying and here's what we can expect, mm-hmm. and it actually goes that way.
Yeah.
So that's really important as an investor because then it saves time.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing with investors is the numbers, right? Investors care about numbers. There has to be, that return has to be there. I think it's super important to be transparent. I've lost a lot of deals for being too transparent, but I would rather be too transparent and be able to let you know what it really looks like and move on to the next deal. And if I can get your deal done, absolutely. But the transparency, I think, is the number one thing that really has allowed me to be able to build relationships with investors like yourself and keep those relationships. So it's not only just building the relationship, it's being able to keep it and do multiple deals together and have a true partnership. Totally.
So I'm curious for you, since on the lending side and working with investors, what do you see maybe like new investors make mistakes on when they're, let's say specifically with DSCR, like on looking for rentals?
So I think the biggest thing with newer investors is understanding what they're getting into. Again, the numbers, right? So letting them know that, you really have to come in with 20% down. You can't come in with 5% down on a DSCR loan per se. There's certain guidelines. Your rents have to equal the mortgage. So I really take pride in really teaching new investors how to understand the guidelines of how the product works, because they might come to you and want to do all these things, but in actuality, if they don't know what the guidelines are, it's not going to work for them. Mm-hmm. So it's really the hand-holding and letting them know that, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. There's specifics to every product. And I've worked with newer investors, I've worked with seasoned investors, and I really enjoy both avenues. And it's just knowing who you're working with and making sure that you can really, again, get them to the finish line and educate them along the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I remember there were times when we were looking at a certain property and we wanted to do a specific exit strategy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me call and ask her, is this possible?
Oh, totally.
Before we even, hit the ground running.
Yeah, and that's the trust factor, right? So you trust that I know what I'm talking about. I think that's the biggest thing is if you didn't trust me and you didn't know that I had the knowledge to help you understand, okay, well, this is my word and you take it, that makes me feel really good knowing that you trust in me to let you know that it could potentially be a good deal, it could not be, but I'll always let you know that If it is good, go for it, and if it's not, please don't go for it. But then at the end of the day, it's all on you, boo.
Right.
For sure. But no, like I said, it's all about partnerships. It's all about relationships. Again, super grateful to have been able to be on your team and looking forward to so much more ahead. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for your trust in me.
Of course.
Peace.